Overnight, another big win for President Trump and conservatives. The Senate voting to approve President Trump's request for $9 billion in budget cuts. Also surprising, Vice President J.D. Vance didn't need to break the tie in the Senate as former Republican leader Mitch McConnell switched his vote back to yes.
The bill now heads back to the House, where Republicans expect to vote on it today and send it to the president's desk for his signature. Joining us now is House Majority Whip Minnesota Congressman Tom Emmer. Whip Emmer, thank you for joining us this morning. So the original DOGE cuts package barely passed a House last month with only one vote to spare. Do you see any problems with passing it again, given tomorrow's deadline?
No, absolutely not, Allison. Good to be with both of you this morning. No, I mean, you say it just barely passed. Well, remember, we just barely have a majority. So we've been doing amazing things. We passed it, sent it over to the Senate. God bless them for passing it and sending it back in time. We're going to pass it today and get it to the president's desk so it's law by tomorrow night.
Yeah, Congressman, I mean, assuming this passes the House, and I have no doubt that it will, this will mark the first time in 25 years Congress has approved to what's called a rescission bill to cut spending. And given the margins that it passed by, do you worry, though, that, I mean, this should have been a no-brainer to cut this kind of wasteful spending? I'm hoping, does it pretend to say anything in the future about being able to do it in the budget or upcoming reconciliation packages?
So, Mark, again, we've got 220 members. It takes 218 to pass something. So when you say slim margins, we're slim, absolutely. We're in the majority. But this idea that we're losing a bunch of our members who disagree with spending cuts is just not accurate. Most of the time when it's, whatever the margin is, one vote, most of the time that's because we've got people who have family things going on, they're ill, whatever it is. But no, I think this is an example of Donald Trump's agenda. I think the House members, the Republican House members, understand that Donald J. Trump got 77 million votes. This is what the American public voted for, and this is what we're going to continue to do.
Yeah, getting a lot done just within these few months. The House is moving forward with 3 bills governing crypto regulation. Now, this is a huge win in the digital asset industry, and you posted on X, quote, "This is a key piece of legislation in the president's agenda and is key to America playing a critical global role in the crypto industry." Why is it so important, sir, for our Americans and our national security with this?
Well, there are 3 bills that we're going to be addressing today. One is a dollar-backed stablecoin bill called the Genius Act that came out of the Senate. This is a bill that literally is about exporting U.S. dollars all around the world. It may not be as big domestically to start with, although I think eventually it will be. But think about that cab driver down in Brazil who would love to do business in U.S. dollars, and right now he can't. But with a dollar-backed stablecoin, he'll be able to. This is about exporting U.S. dollars and solidifying the reserve currency status of the U.S. dollar. The other one is called the Clarity Act. This is a market structure bill. The problem we've had with getting new investment into this country is people don't know what regulator they're dealing with. They don't want to spend all kinds of legal fees fighting with the government over whether they're cash and they deal with the Treasury, whether they're a security and they deal with the SEC, or whether they are a commodity and deal with the CFTC. This gives clarity so people understand what they have to do business in this country. And then the last one, which is my bill I've been advocating for probably 5 or 6 years, is a prohibition of a central bank digital currency. Why is that important to our national security, Allison? Because for years, even Republicans years ago were saying, oh, we're falling behind the Chinese. They have the digital yuan. You know what they use that for? That is a surveillance tool. They surveil their citizens. They build social scores based on your purchases, your habits, etc. That is completely against any American value that we know of. And we've got to prevent our central government from ever creating this surveillance tool here in the United States of America. Very important bills.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.